Thank you. We had 4 other cases, of which we didn't get the written report. But based on the clinics and the clinical studies, it's indicated that the response for AIDS is 100%. Every one of them is responding, and the Chondriana is rebuilding the immune system. Now, whether well, basically, the timing, depending on individuals, like if somebody is willing to change their lifestyle, and they don't go back in the middle of the treatment and resume the old lifestyle, then they're on the way to recovery. Now, we had some people in deathbed. They already lost their memory. You couldn't see their eyes because they all sank into the skull. And 43 years old in Mexico City. And we put him back on the street. And go back to work. The first thing he did, he went back to his old prostitutes and started all over again. So, those people, they going back and forth. Some people say, well, I have a treatment now. I build up the immune system halfway. I can resume my lifestyle. And if I get sick again or I get worse again, I go back for the treatment. Now, there are those kind of people too. So we are running into a lot of difficult problems, just specifically with AIDS. But of course, other ones who stays with the program, the story is different. We have started collecting enough data that we can assemble statistics. We know now that breast cancer, 19 to 96% remission. Now, if somebody takes chemotherapy and radiation, the remission is 40%. The chemotherapy is destroying the tissues, the organ cells, the immune system, the immune cells, the bone marrow. In World War I, they used mustard gas to kill 1.5 million people. And that's what chemotherapy is. So, but still, we have a 40% chance for those people. Now, once the organs are destroyed and nothing to work with, we have to rebuild the organs first before even they can take the Chondriana, because they have a very strong immune reaction. The organs have to carry the toxins which you release, and it's no sense to release the toxins if it's circulating in your system because your liver doesn't function or the kidney doesn't function. So these are problems with those who have chosen to go through on those routes, and then the remission rate is much lower. We have very good success in some of the most difficult cancer, like liver cancer, pancreatic cancer, 80 to 90% recovery rate. We have one from the military hospital in Mexico City, 17-year-old boy, terminal, the liver cancer metastasized to the pancreas, and they gave him 6 months to live. The treatment started in the military hospital in Mexico City in September 1992. The 17-year-old boy was free of cancer by April 93. We treated all kinds of cancers, from colon cancer. Matter of fact, is a very interesting case because one man was also terminal. They sent him home to die, and he actually passed the whole tumor and collected it in a glass jar and took it back to the clinic in Arizona. See, the Chondriana is attacking the root system, and that's probably the reason, that he passed that tumor. A lot of cases, the tumor explodes or destroys. So it's, this is where the big problem comes, to remove the toxicity, to remove those, the dead cancer cells when you destroy it. And that's where the skill of the doctors and the clinics are coming in to help. And sometimes you go and go in and have surgery or drain it out. Now, one thing is also, if someone prefers to have a surgery and go through the orthodox surgery to remove the tumor, that's perfectly fine. If they take 2 Chondriana treatment before 2-3 Chondriana treatment afterwards, they don't need chemotherapy, they don't need radiation, because the Chondrianas will destroy the tumor cells in the blood. And then it's safe to remove by surgery. So there will be a lot of cooperation between, and has to be, between the clinics, the doctors, and the medical professionals. And this is a kind of product, it really belongs to the hands of the professionals. And we can't say it enough time to people, don't mess with it, because you can do more harm to you than good. You have to monitor the release of the toxin in your body and remove it. All the other type of cancer, like prostate cancers and lymphatic cancers, different types, many different types treated. But some of them, the numbers is quite a number of them, so we can start assembling statistical figures, so we know the direction we are going. Besides the cancer, we also have reports on a lot of circulatory problems, and we have Epstein-Barr. Epstein-Barr and Candidas. I think I should spend a few words here on Epstein-Barr and Candidas. 86% of the population have Epstein-Barr in the United States, and I believe it's the same in Canada, most English-speaking countries. It starts out as mononucleosis. It goes into dormancy for 15 years, and when it pops back, it comes back as Epstein-Barr or Candidas. Of course, chronic fatigue. Now, most of the clinics, they don't even diagnose it. They just say chronic fatigue. It really comes from the Candidas eating away the glucose, what's being used by the Krebs cycle to make ATP. Now, if you don't have enough glucose, then you don't make enough ATP, all your cells are starving, including your immune cell, and degenerating. And that's what brings in chronic fatigue, because your cell doesn't receive energy. But at the same time, if time goes on, like you are in a class 3 or class 4, that you have it 35, 40 years, the virus takes over. And your immune cells are so degenerated, degraded, that they cannot defend you. So they go after your organs. They go after the liver, you get hepatitis. They go after your spleen, your kidney, your brain, because they go into the brain, and actually that's when you have the loss of memory and you cannot function. And this is why they also call it the cousin of AIDS, because AIDS virus kills the cells directly, the immune cell, and Epstein-Barr and Candidas starve them to death. Now, the only thing you have to do in order to stave off or hold off the damage of Candidas, to take on ATP and supply your cells with ATP, you can shaft the disease. Now, if you do nothing else, just supplying ATP to your system, providing energy with your cells, you're safe, because, in a way, because you don't let your organs or immune cell degenerate, you can resume a normal life, you get rid of the symptoms, but the virus is still there. And if somebody wants to get rid of the virus, it's the toughest disease to get rid of, with Chondriana, but you can get rid of it. It takes anywhere between 35 to 50 or 60 injections to do it, and until your IgG becomes normal. Depending on how far a person is gone, if somebody had it for 35, 40 years, they certainly probably need about 40, 50 injections to get rid of the disease. But we have people, matter of fact, we have someone here in this town who had it and was in government position, and he lost his work because of the sickness, and he's okay today. We have quite a few of them who has been restored from Epstein-Barr and Candidas. But I wanted to bring that up because that is a major epidemic, and everywhere you go, you hear about it. Now, it spreads by saliva. When you go into a restaurant in rush hour, if they don't wash the glass, the virus lives 15 minutes on the glass, you can get it. Or you pass around the bottle, drink from the same bottle. Or in a household, is one person have it, everybody else gets it. Unless they're very meticulous about putting the dishes right into the dishwasher after each use.